Hello everyone. So the starting on the construction of the train room begins today. It's July 21st and I don't know, around 10:30 I guess in the morning, and I am retired. So I have been retired now since July 1. That was my first day of retirement. So as many of you know who have been with me forever, that my mother-in-law has been with us for like the last 7 years. So she is moving into assisted living about 3 miles away. And so this bedroom up here, which is the train room, and I'll just go ahead and scan in here. We've been using it as a temporary bedroom. I have 5 grandkids who visit quite frequently and spend the night. So we've been using a blow-up bed in here. You can kind of see it there on the floor for a temporary bedroom. But now, since my mother-in-law has moved out, that frees up a bedroom, the master bedroom, for us to move into. So we will be relocating downstairs, and then this, our old bedroom up here, will now be free for grandkids when they come to visit. So enough of that. But the first thing I have to do is deal with this door here. Obviously, you can see it opens into the train room. That's not going to work very well. So I'm going to slowly walk in here and show the plan real quickly. So the door is right here, right in this corner where the lift out is. So obviously it swinging in to the train room is not a good thing. So I had a couple of options, one of which is to remove the door. My wife decided that that wasn't a good idea because, you know, at times train rooms can become a little bit messy and so forth. And plus also having the door off, some of the younger grandkids, you know, you may just not want wandering in there all the time. So what I've decided to do is actually flip the door to the outside of the door jamb so that it opens out. So it'll hinge over here and open. Well, you get the idea. It's going to open up this way. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is go ahead and reverse this door. The closet doors inside, I'll just take those off and you know, put them up inside the closet. So no issue there with those doors. So I don't have to deal with those. But this one I'm going to reverse. So I'm going to start that today, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I'm going to do it. You know, obviously you can see where the hinges are here. I'm just going to use a level to mark where the hinges should go over on this side before I take the door off, so that I can get them all in the right spot. And then, you know, once they're actually, they're going to be over here. So, you know, I'm going to, good thing I didn't do that. I'm going to measure down here from the top of the door jamb down to the top of the hinge. And then I'll mark that on the outside over here, whatever that distance is from the top of the door. And before I actually notch these, I'll go ahead and mount the door on the face here, just to make sure that it swings okay. Obviously, it's not going to close the whole way because these are about 1/8 of an inch, you know, recessed in there. So I may have to account for that. But anyway, that's the process. So I'm not going to try and film all of that, but I will come back once I've got the door marked. All right, so just a quick little tip here on how to lift the door up when you're by yourself. I've got a pry bar under there. I don't know if you can see that very well. But when the door sits on the carpet, the hinge is, sorry about this, I got, as I said, one hand here. Sitting on the carpet, the door is about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch short of where it needs to be. So what you can do is, and I've already marked this, you can just use the pry bar to lift the door up where it needs to be, and then you can mark it. So I'm not sure how much of that you saw. You can lift the door up very easily and mark it. So I've got that marked. I'm going to drill my first hole. Be back shortly. Sorry about the lighting here if it's a little bit dark, but what I've done now is I've got all of the hinge screws in, and I have marked, which I don't know if you can see very well, around the edge of the hinge with a pencil, so I know where to cut that out of the door jamb. So it swings pretty well. It's going to clear the top up here. As you can see, there's daylight there. At the bottom, it's a little tight. I'm hoping way down here, it's a little bit tight. I'm not sure if sinking the hinge in is going to make that clear. So what I may have to do, you know, I don't want to sink the hinge too much to get the door out of plumb, but you know, I may have to do that. Oh, and speaking of plumb, that was one other thing that I did that I didn't show because obviously I've only got two hands, but I mounted the door with the top screw up here first, and then laid down on the floor, and I used my pry bar to get the door up, and then I used my level on the edge of the door here to make sure that it was plumb before I marked the hole. And the process I used was I put the top screw of the top hinge in first, and I put the bottom screw of the bottom hinge in second after I plumbed the door, marked and drilled the hole. And then from that point, just drilled and put the remainder of the screws in so I could mark the placement of the hinges. So that's where I am at the moment. I'm going to take the door back off and then see what we can do about getting the hinges recessed. All right, guys, again, I apologize for the lighting. It's pretty darn hot here in Tennessee. We've got heat indexes of over 100 this week, so I'm trying to keep the doors and windows shades drawn. So this is whatever's coming through. But I got the door done. You can see it's in, and obviously not finished yet, but it's in and it closes. I've got some touch up to do. I'm going to have to get a new piece of door casing down here for the left side. The door jamb was out of plumb on the right side over here, so I had to inset this hinge a little bit further than the others just to pull the bottom of the door back to the left a bit. So I ended up cutting away too much of the door casing. So I'll probably have to replace that. So I got the lock reversed. So, you know, obviously you can still lock from the inside. The strike plate's in. There is still some touch up to do here around the hinges. I've got to fill those and paint them, you know, probably repaint the entire door jamb. Obviously now on this side, I had done this over at our last house where I didn't actually flip a door, but I removed a couple of doors. They were very narrow going into a bathroom, and what I did is I just got a piece of this kind of trim right here, a piece of lattice really, and covered the striker hole and plate, and also on the back side here, obviously the hinges. I'll have to get a piece of lattice and cover those as well. So it actually turned out pretty well at the other house, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, that's about it for the door reversal. Apologize for those of you who are expecting trains. No trains, but probably within a week or so, probably next week, I'll be going to Lowe's and getting the material to start construction in here. So until then, take care. Thanks for watching.